First and foremost, all animals do have chakras, all of them, right? If they have a gland, they have chakras. Even if they don't have a gland, they still have chakras. What is a chakra? A chakra is a location that becomes a vortex because two types of energies meet. So when you have physical energy or physical electromagnetism being accumulated in one region, there's a whole movement of energies and, anybody's physical body, right? And then you have that vortex because all of the energy which is moving meets. But then you have energies from another plane, which we call the etheric plane, which is a semi-physical plane, right? So when you have that energy meeting the physical energy, they create what we call a chakra, right? So chakra is not only this vortex of energy, it's a vortex that combines energy and produce a different type of energy. So in the vortex or in a chakra, you have physical energy being transformed into etheric energy, and you have etheric energy from another plane being transformed or being condensed into physical energy. Okay, so all animals, they have these. Even if they have a complex spirit, which is the case of horses and dogs, or not, if they live in collectivity like insects, they still have those chakras, because chakra is basically a location onto anybody's spirits where energies meet and energies traffic through. Humans have billions of chakras. We have billions of chakras. However, when we talk about chakras, we are mostly talking about the 7 main chakras because they are the biggest chakras. So they are the biggest portals, right? The biggest encounters of, they are the biggest locations of energies, where they meet. So we talk about the 7 chakras, the crown, the third eye, the throat chakra, the heart chakra, the solar plexus chakra, the sexual chakra, and the basic chakra, right? But we have billions of chakras. We have these main 7 chakras, and we have the sub chakras, right? So they are chakras, they are minor chakras. So we have chakras right here, right at the back of the head. We have 2 chakras here. We have chakras 2 chakras here. We have a chakra onto each nipple. We have chakras on the palms of the hands. We have chakras everywhere. And we also have trillions of chakras all over the body. They are microscopic. They are where energy traffics through. So animals, they do have those 7 main chakras that we have, but they also have all the chakras that are considered minor or even more developed than ours. So let's understand the difference between, let's say, a human and a dog. So as I said, a human being has trillions of chakras, but these 7 main chakras, right? A dog has that same set of chakras, those 7 main chakras, but that crown chakra is still in a primitive form, so it's small. It's not capturing all of the divine and transcendental energies, right? They also have a third eye chakra, right? So a chakra correlated to the pituitary gland. Again, that chakra in dogs is not well developed. It's there. It really combines energy and moves energy and is there exercising functions, but it's not bringing high intellect and ideas and clairvoyance to a dog, to them. So we understand that their crown chakra and their third eye chakra, for instance, are minor chakras for them. They are not minor chakras for humans, but for dogs they are minor chakras. Nevertheless, they've got this very big main chakra on that nose. Eventually, that chakra on that nose, right, the tip of that nose is gonna shrink, and they will develop the same chakras that we do. They're gonna develop the 7 main as we do eventually when they migrate to another realm, when they become hominids, right? But at the moment, they've got this chakra on that nose, which is a chakra that looks like a turquoise in color vortex. It's very white and blue with hints of blue. And this chakra is responsible for information. Obviously, in the physical world, we understand that dogs use that nose and the sense of smell to understand their lives and their environment and people and energies. And as I said in other videos, animals like dogs, they can sniff energy. They can actually perceive extra physical energy through the sense of smell, right? But yeah, in them, that nose has this particular chakra. For them, this chakra at the moment is one of the main chakras. We do have the same chakra as they have right here on the tip of our noses, but we have them as a minor chakra, right? A sub-chakra, a chakra that is not very important, because we have another chakra, the throat chakra, which rules the whole region. So we don't focus on this little chakra here. However, in dogs and other animals, this chakra is big and it develops a greater function. So that's the function that they do in dogs. They help dogs absorb information and understand their environment. When this chakra in dogs is not working well, so when the dog, let's say, has this nose, right, and very dry nose, and you feel that the dog is not being the same, the dog may look confused, right? And the dog might not understand when you tell them what to do. So they don't understand, they can't learn, they have difficulty in learning. So I highly recommend, when they have these problems in that nose, in that chakra, for you to give them a bath of lavender. So you prepare fresh lavender, you mash lavender and water, and you mix that in a bucket of water, and you give them a normal bath, a normal shower, and then you pour that onto them, a very soft type of tea, really just a bath with some lavender. This might help them cleanse this chakra and help. You don't have to pour the water onto that noses, right? You just basically help them with this lavender, because lavender is a herb that is quite connected to this area in terms of frequency. So this might help the dog. When they have then this chakra, let's say, developed or healthy, they will learn really fast. And even if they are old, they are able to learn. So this chakra is very important for them. As I said, eventually, when they move realms, when they no longer reincarnate as dogs, when they go to another planet to reincarnate as another animal there, that particular chakra might shrink and other chakras might develop instead. There's another chakra very important in dogs. I'm talking about dogs in here and cats, because all of the animals in the world, they do have chakras, and they perform pretty much exactly to what our chakras perform, but obviously in a primitive manner. So you're not gonna expect a fish with a crown chakra to have faith and a sense of something beyond and life after death, or what I mean. It's there, it's primitive, it's latent, but it's not yet a big encounter of energies. It's not something very very big. It's minor for them, pretty much like the chakras in our shoulders, right? It's primitive for us, it's there, but it doesn't develop a lot of functions, right? Because we have a heart chakra, we have other chakras that are ruling the whole area, because they overtake everything else around them, right? So obviously, as I said, fish, birds, they do all have these chakras, right? Birds, they have all of the chakras we have, and they, most birds, by the way, they have the same chakras as we have, as the 7 main ones. All of these 7, they've got pretty much the same 7 as the most developed, but still, the higher ones are less developed in them. Not less developed because they don't function at all. It's because those animals are experiencing instinct, basically, right? So we're talking about the root chakra, we're talking about the sacral chakra, solar plexus, you know what I mean? We're talking about these other chakras more related to instincts than reasoning and, you know, spirituality. Yeah, so dogs, they have these chakras on their paws as well. The forepaws, they have that chakra in the middle of the paw. That chakra is kind of dark red, scarlet in color, so it's quite dark, right? And that chakra serves for the energy exchange with earth, with the soil, right? Telluric energy traffics through those 4 chakras. So a dog who is most of the time in a flat, so the dog is not actually stepping on concrete, grass, or soil directly, you know, if they live in a flat, right, the whole time, they are not moving this energy as much as they should. So those energies sometimes get trapped there. Dogs are all the time absorbing something from the floor through those paws, through those chakras. So sometimes they want to rub those paws somewhere, right? And they do that. Obviously, there are the physical explanations for that, but I'm talking about, you know, what happens to the chakras when they do that. So the chakras gets cleansed when they, you know, walk on the grass and the soil and concrete even, right? So if you never take a dog out, let's say you can't, you know, or they are constantly somewhere where there's no concrete or grass or, you know, soil, you can always give them a bath of white rose petals. You get the petals, right? You mash the petals somehow, right? You can even blend the petals, or you can even boil the petals a little bit, make that tea, right? Make that concoction. You can strain it, and then you give the dog their bath, their shower, the way you do, and at the end you can pour that very, you know, soft diluted tea onto them, right? So white petals, right? White rose petals. It's really, really, really good for them. Make sure you do some sort of prayer onto that tea, right, before you pour onto them, because you have to activate that, let's say, spiritually, right, for the elements to kind of rise up. So I highly recommend doing that if you never take the dog out, because then they start accumulating, you know, bad, let's say, energy that they were absorbing in the house, right? And that happens quite a lot. When the animal has this chakra, by the way, too overexcited, super excited, they might not be able to obey. So you tell the dog what to do and they will not do. You tell the dog not to, you know, be on the bed or not to be on the sofa, and the dog will still be there, you know, like kind of disregarding completely what you say, or, you know, ignoring, you know, and it feels like the dog is deaf because, well, you know, the dog's not listening to me at all. So it's also a dysfunction in this pause. So when you do the bath, it also helps them, right? You can also use lavender, as I said, or chamomile tea as well. 1 bag is enough. You just make a tea, dilute the whole tea in a bucket of water, and then give them the normal shower, the normal baths, and then you pour that onto them and dry them normally, etc. Make sure you do the prayer before, right? You just ask for that, ask God, Buddha, Krishna, whatever, you know what I mean, or your angel, for that tea, that bath to be activated, you know, and to be magically activated, so that will help the dog, right? Another very important chakra they have, dogs, right, is this particular chakra in their tail, right, at the root. I mean, the roots really near the spine, right? They've got a chakra which is very similar to the chakra in their paws, by the way, in color. You know, it's like dark red, and it's about, you know, their emotions and how they feel, right? And it has to do also with a sense of awareness of the space. You know, how big is the space? You know, am I okay in this space? When the dog has a problem in this chakra, right, it's most likely that the owner or the house has the problem. Okay, so even if the dog is, all the time in nature and having fun, and you know what I mean, if there's a problem in there, you will see that your dog acts as though the dog is really old, even though the dog is really young, and you're like, I don't understand why my dog is like sluggish or tired all the time. You can give them some sort of dark roots for them to eat. So you can boil a little bit of beetroots, you can boil a bit of carrots, and you can mix that in their food, and that will help them if they are sluggish. And I believe that even in biologically speaking, it's good for them because it has iron and it has all of the vitamins that give them a boost in energy, right? But yeah, it helps them ground and balance this chakra. If this chakra is overexcited, the dog, it will go crazy when you leave. It's that kind of dog that will bark and go crazy and not understand what's happening ever, right? So any noise, the dog will bark, right? So sometimes it's a problem, overexcitement in that particular chakra. So I highly recommend, again, the bath, right? White rose petals. Do your prayer. Remember, it's really good to connect to something. I'm not gonna, say, talk to Jesus or your angel. You can talk to anybody because, spirits, they don't have a religion or a group to follow. We have, but you can talk literally to anyone, to the universe, and ask for that particular bath to be activated. It's very important. Dogs, as I said, they do have the 7 main chakras as we do have, but those chakras, this up, third eye, crown chakra, and throat chakra is not that much developed. However, their heart chakra, right? So the chakra located onto their heart and lungs, they are pretty much developing right now, right? In the past 1,000 years, that chakra has dramatically increased in size and function, and it does pretty much the same as our heart chakra does. That chakra is expanding for many reasons, mostly because of their interaction, between their own species with humans, and they are therefore developing emotions and a sense of longing, for humans and things like that. So that chakra is really growing at the moment. Sometimes it's much bigger than the ones in people, and normally it's actually a lot broader than in people. Not that it's more developed, but it's free to go. Humans have love and all of these good emotions, but sometimes we dwindle that with every kind of bad thoughts that we have. But dogs, they normally don't have that, so they tend to expand this chakra quite a bit. So that's why this chakra has been growing so much. So being around dogs is actually very beneficial for humans to get their own chakras expanding as well, right? This heart chakra in dogs, it looks green, pretty much like ours, right? It's like light green sometimes, and sometimes darker green, but normally it's light green. Really good. When they're really happy, there's some sort of pinkish hues around it, as though it looks like a soap bubble. Cats, they do have very similar chakras to dogs, but the only change is the nose one. Their nose chakras are developed, are big, but not as in dogs. As I said, dogs, they can smell energy, synesthetically speaking, they can smell energy, they can smell a spirit. And cats, they can do that, not as much though. However, they do have their chakras in their eyes a lot more developed than in dogs or in humans. So when we look at a cat and we get hypnotized by their eyes, it's not only because they look beautiful, right, but because there's actually more magnetism in there, right? So they have chakras in their eyes, like everybody does, by the way. As I said, we all animals, we have chakras everywhere. We have trillions of chakras. What happens is that we have main chakras, right, which is like main points where energies meet, right? So cats, they have the vortexes in their eyes quite well developed, right? It's big. and there's a lot of energies trafficking through. So yeah, they will be able to see more than dogs, right? They will see energy. For them, it's like something more natural, right? So when they see an object, they might be seeing more stuff happening to their object, right? It's nothing really crazy. It's not anything super mystical that they're seeing like a parallel universe in front of them. It's not like that. They're seeing exactly what we are seeing, but if there's something in that, they can, maybe perceive a little bit better, right? The spirits as well. Dogs can, sometimes see a spirit, but a cat will see the spirit in a more clearer manner because they have more of what we call clairvoyance, right? This chakra, however, the third eye chakra, which is the chakra responsible for any sort of clairvoyance, right, is not developed. So when they see, they don't know that that is not an object. They think that, seeing a spirit is seeing a plant, right? It's seeing like something moving by the wind, right? So they don't have so when they see, they are not able to discern what that is exactly. So even though they have the chakras in their eyes, making them able to see and perceive and, notice things, their third eye, right, this chakra is not well developed. It's there, right, in its primitive version, but it's not yet right there, right, for them. So yeah, they can see quite a bit actually, so that's good. They also have dogs as well. Dogs actually a lot better. They have, chakras in their ears, like everybody does. It's really important for them, but it doesn't develop anything much greater than, just, allowing them to hear a lot better and hear maybe something from beyond. Okay, but yeah, again, those two animals, right, they are great animals. They've got 7 chakras like us. Eventually they will develop the other upper chakras as we do, and therefore the other chakras will dwindle, will shrink, right? The eyes, the nose chakras, they will shrink a little bit, so the other ones can overtake and take over. Just a few tips now. If you have an animal that is always looking for you or crazy when you're not home, make sure that you prepare a tea, right, of lavender, right? Boil some lavender, fresh lavender, could be, dry lavender, and dilute that and get a piece of cloth and pass onto your floor, right? That's really helpful for them, right? Especially, dogs, if they go and, they moan because you left, it's really important for them. And another thing is that, when it comes to chakras of animals and especially pets, their chakras will most likely reflect how your chakras are, right? So if you see that your dog is, tired or, seems just to be like lacking energy, or even though the dog is young and healthy, it might be something from you that the dog is absorbing. They don't absorb these energies like cats do. Cats, they do, obviously unconsciously, they absorb the energy because that's the nature. They absorb the bad, let's say, energy, and then they transmute that energy. They kind of like reprocess the energy and they expand the energy. Dogs, they produce good energy, let's say. I'm just putting everything quite simply here. So yeah, they expand energy, but also they absorb. They don't absorb like cats. Cats, they are like a machine absorbing, like a vacuum cleaner. They absorb the energy. Dogs, they don't absorb like that, but they like a sponge, so they will be around, and the energy, and because of their aura expands, they tend to cling onto, the energy tends to cling onto their aura. So, they start absorbing, what was meant for the owner. They start absorbing for themselves, right? So when you see the dog is sluggish, they're having a problem in their root chakra or the tail chakra, right? So it might be a problem of yours. So it's really important for you, the owner, the human, to change yourself, right? So what kind of habits do you have? What kind of addictions do you have? Let's get rid of addictions. Let's get rid of these habits that are not good for us. Let's see what we eat, where we go. Let's try drinking less alcohol, let's try smoking less, let's try eating more natural food, more fresh green fruits and greens and vegetables, drink more water, sleep better. Change your habits, change what you are, right? Because sometimes we think that we are so healthy and we are so okay, and our animals are around us perishing and we still don't understand. So try to change what you are doing, because it might be that the dog is absorbing that. You can always again give the dog some sort of bath with those herbs I said, especially white rose petals. Another thing you can do when your dog or your pet anyways is not healthy is cleanse your house with rosemary. You can prepare a tea. Again, you can mash the rosemary in the blender and then strain it and get that juice, right? And get a piece of cloth and just clean your house, your floors and everything. That's gonna remove a lot of the energy that the dog or the cat is absorbing through their paws chakras, right? And then if the place is clean, then they stop absorbing whatever is bad, because there's nothing bad anymore. So that might help them. Again, it's not that the tea, the cleansing is going to change everything, but that's part of the process. You can do that. Remember to do a prayer, or to connect, or to do something for that tea to get activated, right? It's really important. But yeah, in terms of chakras, chakra is nothing more than a passage of energy, right? It's a place where a lot of energy traffics through, right? Energies from 2 dimensions, let's call it, right? So we have, as humans, we have a lot of energies coming from above, right? And we can call it like divine energy, or divine prana, right? Meeting with our mundane energy, with our physical energy, and then creating us. Animals, they do have that as well, but less of the divine and more of the mundane, and that's why they have more, not mundane but physical, and that's why they have more instincts than us. The more that we think and act and do good things, divine things, right? Knowledge, spirituality, meditation, charity, forgiveness, all of that, the more we absorb the energy from above, the divine prana, and less we absorb the earthly prana, right? And then the more the higher chakras grow and the lower chakras shrink. It's not that they shrink, it's just that they're not gonna command our lives, okay? And that's the same for animals, right? At the moment they have the top chakras. All animals, by the way, birds and fish, pigs, they all have the lower chakras more activated, let's say, by the instinct than by divine frequencies. But as I said, dogs, many other animals as well, cats, horses, pigs, goats, they have the heart chakra kind of expanding at the moment. That's the moment of that, chakra to expand, the past 10,000 years until now, right? So yeah,